Hey everyone, this is Dave A. Gardner, and you're listening to the Heart of Juliet Jones fanfiction podcast. This is part 8 of Billy Cooper Comes to Town. Now let's get this straight. It was spring, not fall. Billy Cooper was, in fact, smart enough to know the difference. The trees were turning green, not multi-shaded or even brown. Flowers were blooming, not falling, and if Billy were in love, well, he would be throwing his head back in the cool breeze and basking in the warmth of the sun that rested gently in the quietness of this apple pie slice of small-town Americana. Aside from the exhaust coughing from the occasional truck that rode up to deliver supplies to the local five and dimes, this little shindig of a town was a lot nicer than he had imagined it would be. If he weren't so attached to city life, he might consider a job here. Would be a lot less pressure, that was for sure. Deadlines were for chumps. If he had his way, every story he did would take a year to complete, with lackadaisical research that went on and on and on. Such, unfortunately, was not the case with the Jones girl. He did have a deadline to meet, he did have a boss to answer to, and he did have a life outside of this town that 4 other people called home. Finally, finding a cozy spot at a booth in the restaurant called The Restaurant, he felt even more uneasy. Or was it uneasier? Reaching for his notepad and pencil in his inside jacket pocket, he suddenly halted like the screaming tires on a Mack truck in rush hour. It wasn't there. Panic ripped through his gut like a saw through cheap birch. Had it disappeared along the route from his house? Oh, not his house, her house. Had the younger sister lifted his notes and on his way out the door? What kind of a gag was she playing anyway? Now then, as I was saying, he continued, searching frantically for it in his pocket. Then he felt something. An eraser? Yes, there it was! Breathing a sigh of relief, he immediately brought his attention back to the gorgeous woman opposite. Miss Jones leaned forward and brought her steely eyes into confrontational distance from his. "Mr. Cooper, are you married?" she asked point blank. No, but, how old are you?" Juliet shot like a sniper, picking off targets at will. 36, he answered hesitantly, but hold it, Miss Jones, I'm supposed to be the one doing the interviewing, he retorted, staging a weak comeback. Leaning forward, Juliet's face was only inches from his. He could feel her eyes boring into his like a surgical scapula. "Why aren't you married, Mr. Cooper?" "Afraid?" she questioned, drawing first blood.